Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I'm Brett Steele, Dean of the UCLA School of the Arts and Architecture, and I am thrilled to be here with you today as we celebrate commencement and the extraordinary UCLA Arts class of 2022. Today's Westwood, like the UCLA campus, is here on Tongva, a place often these days called Los Angeles.
Miha, Aweshkaneha, Netwanyane, Mercedes Dorame. Hello, my name is Mercedes Dorame. My ancestors come from Tongva and the village site Washna, which is near the Bionella wetlands, and I am so grateful to be here with you all today.
We're here this afternoon also, of course, for an extraordinarily joyous occasion, a celebration of an important milestone in the lives of the amazing artists and scholars and activists, the amazing designers and makers and performers graduating today.
You should all be really, really, really proud of yourselves.
You've poured your creative passion and countless hours into honing your craft, finding your voices, and discovering the myriad ways in which you can not only make things and stories and knowledge, but maybe even more importantly, make a difference in this world of existing things and stories and knowledge.
I am incredibly humbled and inspired by the strength, passion, and drive I have witnessed during my short time here at UCLA. I also want to take a moment to pause and acknowledge the heartache and tribulations that COVID-19 has brought onto all of us through these past 2 difficult years.
Each of you graduates have worked so hard. You've absolutely already persisted and flourished through a pandemic and a period profoundly marked by enormous change.
I am so enlivened and happy to see everybody here in person. I also hope that we don't lose sight or let go of the new spaces that have been breaking open during this time of difficulty. These spaces are spaces of potential for something better, more equal and full of love.
I grew up in Sri Lanka. When I arrived in the United States, I was surprised that many aspects of what I knew as architecture were not discussed. I grew up in a house with almost no walls, as many homes in Sri Lanka are. When it rained inside too. In the West, a house without walls is generally called a pavilion and not a home. Of course, I was eager to learn about things I didn't know, but in retrospect, it was extremely destabilizing to realize the history and culture of the place I'm from, that is so much a part of who I am, was not part of my architecture education.
We are most certainly standing at a transitional moment in histories. The world is already shifting beneath your feet.
I believe when we leave this institution, we will carry our critical thinking out into the new spaces we occupy, challenging the norms we encounter with the same vigor and courage.
Don't accept when people tell you that societal shifts need years or generations to happen. We must insist on pushing for changes now to create a more balanced and equitable world.
I realized that difference, whether in point of view or life experience, is an asset. And in order to bring my culture and background into the conversation, I needed to first have the courage to talk about it.
Let's not return to normal, because normal is an absolute failure of imagination.
What happens next is largely, absolutely up to you, as individuals, as communities, as a generation. Your imaginations and talents will help us all see our way forward.
My teachers have expanded my notion of what architecture is and what constitutes an architectural problem. My classmates showed me that there is not one singular way to navigate architecture school, and that all paths are valid.
At the age of 29, I made the decision to return to school. I felt my heart sink down to my stomach. A page full of C's, D's, and W's.
The road ahead may be clear or filled with uncertainty. Either way, take a deep breath.
I decided to return to school, and this time with straight A's, and to graduate from my dream school. stand before you today, let my journey be a testament to the power that motivation and drive have on what you can achieve.
There aren't many permanent things in this world, but true north is always north, and love is always love. Before you know it, you will soon be giving commencement speeches, and you'll need to have been listening to those around you and paying attention. You have to know your core, your truest form of self to pull from in these moments.
We must strive to live and work in accordance with our values and in response to the circumstances and needs of our times. Only then can we uplift our communities and include everyone's voices as we uplift ourselves.
Home for me, as I've said, is a place without walls, open to the wind and the rain and the sunshine. It is ultimately a place of freedom. UCLA has, for me, become such a place of intellectual freedom and community, a place without walls, and yes, a home.
The challenges of tomorrow will almost certainly require creative thinking and an optimism born from struggle. It is precisely for that reason that the arts as we know them, as you reimagine them, are so essential.
Ask unanswerable questions, because imagination is born there.
And I encourage each of you to envision yourselves accomplishing the seemingly impossible. I hope that today you are proud of the challenges you've persevered through that led you to graduate today. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
Now please join the select company of the UCLA graduates by moving your tassels to the left. So before we conclude today's ceremony, we have one more very special treat for you today.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'd like to have some fun now. Hey, 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 hey. Can't hear you out there. Birds always singing. One more, I'm bringing it to you because it's a celebration song. It's a rocky song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations to you all.